guys, and welcome back to my channel and huge virtual collab with none other than the absolute beautiful Parker Spears. So thank you, Parker, for doing another virtual collab with me. I always love doing them with you, and also I love looking at you because you're stunning. We all know this, you know this. Oh, you are beautiful. So thank you, Parker. And super excited because I wanted to do, well, also in these Pillsbury editions, like I said, there are breakfast ones, and there are some that my husband will not eat because he does not like, and this happens to be one of them. So instead of like not being able to give you like a hearing in the background how it tastes, you will get to see Parker taste them. Yay! So thank you again, Parker, for that too. And I also want to say a huge, enormous thank you to the Southern Snackers for picking one of my videos to review on their channel, which happened to be one of the Pillsbury edition ones. So thank you, Brandon and Bucky, for your review of that video. Yours turned out amazing. I loved the round hash browns that you guys used. They turned out amazing, super amazing. And in that recipe, actually, it did call for a mini muffin tin, but I didn't want to use a mini muffin tin. I wanted to use a regular one because bigger is always better. So yeah, if you do want to make that, the recipe does call for the mini. It's up to you. Do what you do, because in all of these, you do what you want to do. You can vamp them, take out, add, whatever, like I did. I used chorizo. Whatever. But thank you, Southern Snackers, for featuring me in one of your videos. It was amazing. I love you guys, so thank you for that. And to all of my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for coming over. I am super excited to have you here. And I hope you enjoy me and all my super quirkiness. And I have videos that explain why you won't see me eat or taste any of my foods. So if you want to, go ahead and watch those, and it will explain all of that for you. So without further ado, my lovelies, let's head over to, you guessed it, first, and then we're gonna head over second. Let's go, babies. Okay, over here sitting in our pot, getting ready to go. First step, we'll be making our packet hollandaise sauce. Yes, not homemade, packet. Thank you, Pillsbury, for yet again making this easy. Love you. And in this tiny little dish, we have fresh cut chives, or chives. Over here, we have our huevitos, eggs, not cracked, correct. And back here, you guys, we have the troublemaker of this recipe, Canadian bacon. Do you know how many stores I had to go to find this thing? The deli didn't even have Canadian bacon. What is with you? Of all places, it took me, well, I found it eventually at Walmart, but it took me 3 Walmarts to find it. I went to Kroger, I went to Publix. What's up, Canadian bacon? Why are you so special? What else? Shoot. Okay, moving on. We have our Grands Southern Home Style Buttermilk Biscuits for today. Who remembers that song? And as always, our Baker's Joy. I love you, beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I do. And in this recipe, we're going to use our jumbo muffin tin. Oh, Jumbito, I love you. I don't know. Work with me, people. We know the deal. For all of you that are new, let me give you a little insider. I sing, I talk to my utensils, my ingredients. Why? Because I do. It makes it fun for me. Hopefully you too. So, our first step, people, we are going to turn to our hollandaise packet from McCormick. You bougie lady, yo. Anywho, so, yes, getting set up on our burner with our pot and our hollandaise mix. Let's get this party started, y'all. Okay, so my packet instructions were to melt half a stick of butter and then pour in cold water and the packet and then stir in there. Okay. And then stir in the water and the sauce and mix with the whisk. And we're going to stir frequently on medium heat until it comes to a boil. Then I'm going to reduce the heat and simmer for 1 minute until it's thickened. And then I'm going to stir only occasionally. And then we can serve over poached eggs, chicken, seafood, or vegetables. Well, which we know we're not going to do this in this recipe. So, I'm just going to do that, follow the instrucciones. And then we're going to set it off to the side and keep it warm. And then we're going to pop on over this way and get paying attention to our biscuits. Okay, so now that the hollandaise is done and absolutely stunning, you will know that it's thick when, obviously when it pulls away from the side like that. And then also when you draw a line through. And you can see that come through. You're good. And what you see in here is, because I am me and I have to season everything. I am a season freak, people. I believe in seasoning everything. Even though this is hollandaise sauce, it's simple, you know, whatever, what have yous. Because hollandaise is egg-based, I season it like I season my eggs. Somewhat like I do. I added some ground pepper and I also added some smoked paprika to it. So, that obviously you don't have to do that, is what it is. So, I am now going to take this off the heat. And then we are going to move over to my other station. And we're going to pay our attention to our biscuits. Okay guys, so we are set up over here at my station. Professional, right? No. Anyway, so, okay. As before in a few of my videos, as you've seen, what I have figured out when it calls for rolling your biscuits out, I set down a piece of wax paper first. I draw my circle. In this case, they're calling for you to do it in a 5-inch round. So, I found a bowl, which I have some flour in over here. That is 5 inches. Drew that with a pencil, put another piece of wax paper on because I don't want that pencil getting on our biscuits or my surface. Then, as I said, I have flour here to dust my surface, dust my hands while I'm working with the biscuits. And so I have some S&P salt and pepper over here because I'm going to sprinkle some on my eggs. The recipe does not call for that, but like I said before, I season everything because everything needs, in my world, everything needs to be seasoned. So I season. Thank you, Food Network. Anyway, so I have salt and pepper for our eggs, which are standing over here. I also have our Canadian bacon. What we're going to do, or what I have done, we cut 5 slices into quarters, which we are going to be left with 2 extra, which people just eat it. My husband will eat it. There we go. Anyway, so we have our Canadian bacon that was super hard to find, like I told you, and then gave us an issue in the recipe. So, stay over there. Put your ass in the corner. Stay. So, here we are. On to why we're here. Our biscuits. So, which we are going to peel. And if you all watched Southern Snackers video, the review of my recipe, oh my god, you guys. I died. Oh my god. Brandon is super scared. He could not open it because he does not like popping noises, especially balloons. And then Bucky, he didn't even know how to open it, and then it popped. Oh my gosh, y'all, you have to watch it. I'll link it in the description box below. Funny as hell. Anyways, open these bad boys up. So Parker and I, now in my videos, because they're recipe reviews, they're not mukbangs, I'm not used to doing a story time. So, party! shots, everybody. Like I said, y'all, bear with me. So we were thinking of things, and I'm like, I don't know, because I don't normally do story times, Parker. So, I said, you know, well, why don't we talk about the jobs that we've had and our favorite ones? And he said, well, why don't we talk about our first job? And I was like, oh no. So, I'm going to sprinkle some flour over my work surface. And I'm wearing gloves because I am making these for a friend. Because like I said, my husband will not touch these with a 10-foot pole. So, I'm making these, and so I wanted to wear gloves. And, you know, I just got my nails did. And I haven't had nails for 10 years, so I don't want them getting underneath and whatever. Anyway, so he said our first job, and I was like, oh boy. And so my story time with that. I started working. Now I'm just going to use my fingers to press this out to that 5-inch circle that I have made for myself. And then I'm going to stick them in the muffin tin that's sitting off to the side, which I will bring raw here. My first job was when I was 15, still in high school, obviously. So this is 95. Yes, y'all. I will be 40 this year in November. And, excuse me, dry throat. My first job was, I was a grocery bagger for Albertsons grocery store in Southern California, because that's where I'm born and raised. And so that was my first job. And Albertsons, because where we lived in California, in Anaheim, that was the grocery store that was right by our house. I mean, literally our house, and then you kind of walked around the corner, Albertsons. So, and another reason is because my stepdad, well, legally my stepdad, but for all purposes in my life, he is my dad, my father. That's who he is to me, and will always be. So, he was working for Albertsons. He had been in the grocery store. Now, I had to call him before I did the video because I wanted to get the accurate information and make sure I got everything correct. So, and I learned quite a bit actually from him. And I was shocked at all of this information. So, that's what it looks like. You want to press it in and up the sides. So I'm going to continue with that as I tell my story. Sprinkle-dink some more. And on your fingers. So, what he told me was that he had worked in the business, mostly for Albertsons, for 20 years at that point. And his mom, my grandma, had worked in the grocery business for 40 years before she retired. And her father, my great-grandfather, had worked in the grocery business, I think it was for over 40 years or 50 years. Dad, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But he worked at Acme Grocery during the Great Depression. And they're from Pennsylvania. So that's where they started in the grocery business. And my dad only came to California when he was 6 or 7. So I guess a long, long line of the grocery business. And if anyone's from Pennsylvania or had been to Pennsylvania, lived in Pennsylvania, you'll know the grocery store Weiss. My dad worked there for a long time too. So yeah, that was that was my first job, bagging groceries at Albertsons. My oldest brother, at the same time I worked there, he was a stalker, graveyard. I think it was I can't remember if he told me it was my brother or if it was my dad. Maybe it was my brother. He worked in the butcher shop, or maybe it was my great-grandfather. I don't know. Somebody worked as a butcher in the grocery store. Held a bunch of positions, but my dad mostly was the manager. Yeah, I believe that was it. But yeah, my brother did the stocking, and I got to hear all the fun stories that they got to do. You know, they got to play their music real loud and slide down the aisles with their knee pads and have races with the shopping carts and whatnot. All that fun stuff. For me, bagging groceries, let me tell you guys. I mean, it's not a glorious job to hold, but I mean, I was 15 and in high school and stuff like that, and let me tell you the reason why. Back then, y'all, we had pagers. We didn't have cell phones or any of this fancy crap. And now we didn't have the internet, but back then people were just starting to get AOL. And, you know, they were on there in the chat rooms. But, you know, we didn't come from a lot of money at all, and stuff like that. Which, you know, never bothered me none. I wasn't one of those that were like, oh, I want what she has, or I wish blah, blah, blah. No. You know, my mom and my dad they worked very hard and very long hours, and, you know, it was me, my twin sister, and then I have 2 older brothers that live with my dad, or my biological person. But it didn't bother me none. They worked really hard and they gave us a lot. What, you know, it was, I have no complaints. So anyway, I wanted a pager, okay? I wanted a pager. Yes, I did. I did want that. So they said, get a job, pay for it. They weren't ones to say, oh, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. Oh, hell no. Whatever we wanted, you bet your damn ass we were working for it. So, I got a job at Albertsons. And, yes, I did. I ended up getting a pager. Stupid. Bright neon orange. I don't know why I picked that color. It wasn't my favorite color at all. I don't know. My favorite colors have always been number 1, black, hot pink, white, blue, purple. Never was really into the orange, so I don't know why it was neon orange. And it was like a see-through neon orange. I don't know. Maybe that's the only one they had at the time. I couldn't tell you. But, oh, I thought it was hot shit. Let me tell you what. And at school, you know, they weren't allowed, just like, you know, you can, I guess you can have cell phones now, but they have to be off or something like that. I don't know. But you weren't allowed, if they saw your pager, they take it away. But, you know, of course, me being me, and oh my God, I got a pager. I need to show it off or whatever. I don't know. But of course, it got taken away quite a few times, and I got yelled at, and then my mom took it, and then it was gone, and this, that, but, you know, shit. I wanted to be super cool. So, that was that. That's my first job. Albertsons, bagging groceries, and oh, Lord, can I tell you how picky people are? Well, now that I look at it now, I'm kind of picky. If I ever, now that we mainly go through the lines where you bag your own grocery, it's self-checkout lines, just because I guess it's quicker. Well, for us, it's quicker. But, if I'm in a line and someone happens to be bagging, I can't remember the last time I was in a line like that, but, you know, if someone like throws glass in with other glass on top of glass, I think then I would get like, what the hell you think you're doing? You're gonna break my shit, you know? I think then I would be like annoyed, but when I was bagging groceries, oh my God. People, really? Don't do that, don't do this. And then I would have to, then it wasn't like you ask, hey, would you like for me to help you out with your groceries or whatever? It was mandatory back then. You bag and then you take it out. But then it seemed seems like not very smart because that took a lot of time for you to bag everyone's groceries and then take everyone's groceries out, unload it, put it in their car, come back. That didn't seem, now, I mean, it doesn't seem very smart, but hey, whatever. Obviously, they smartened up and changed their ways. They're morons. So, yeah, that is my, my first job story. Not too interesting or fun, I guess. I don't know. But I did learn a lot about my dad, though. That was pretty cool. I didn't know all that about my grandma and my great-grandpa. That was very awesome. Yeah, the Great Depression, too, at Acme. Man, that's awesome. Shoot. So, there you go. What were your guys' first jobs? Did you like them? Do you have any fun stories? Or anything like that? Let me know. Comment below, because I'd like to know if you guys had any cool things. Or like family, you know, family business and stuff like that. Because that would be really interesting. I would love to know that. Yeah, so I only got 2 more to do here. And then I'll be back and then we will put all of these together. Okay guys, so we are all done. We are all in our happy homes. We are beautiful. We are gorgeous and whatnot. Well, you know, like I always say, not Picasso. I can stand here for hours trying to make them beautiful, perfect, and all that good happy horse snot. So in this recipe, what is that? I don't know. It calls for an 8 jumbo muffin cup. Only have a 6. I don't even know if to make an 8 cup, but mine's 6. So I don't know. What I'm going to do is I came up with, I'm going to make 4, like the recipe states. The last 2, I'm going to kind of make a eggs Benedict pot pie. So when we come to the last 2, I'm going to show you guys what that kind of means and what I will be making these guys into. So for the 4 that you're normally going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with putting three pieces of the Canadian bacon in here. So I'm kind of just going to lay them, you know, like on a triangle, I guess you should say, like so. And then we are going to, after we do that, we're just going to crack an egg on top of it. So I have a measuring cup on here just for the trash. So crack an egg on top. Literally, that's it. You do that with all of them. And then, or my husband will come in with these handy dandy little pictures. So hilarious. I don't know what we got these for. Are they for tortillas?
No, I think they were just like
a little gimmick?
A gimmick thing that we picked up at like the 99-cent store or something.
And aren't they cute? They're like little hands.
Surprisingly, though, they come in pretty useful for $1.
They do. They honestly do. Cute little buggers. I got you. I got you. Anyway, so literally, you guys, that's all you're gonna do. 3 pieces of Canadian bacon and your huevito, your egg. And like I said, the reason why I have my S&P, salt and pepper, I season my eggs all the time. These are a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm not going to put the whole 1/4 teaspoon in there, but I am going to sprinkle some salt and pepper on them. That's what I'm going to do with the 4 of them. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do to the last 2. Okay, so like I said, I don't have an 8-cup jumbo muffin tin. Mine's 6, so which is standard. So if you have 8, power to you, hun. So and I'm not wasting the last two of the biscuits. So, what I came up with was doing sort of like an eggs Benedict pot pie. So I took a little bit of the hollandaise sauce mixture, which, to be honest with you guys, I will never ever use again. And it's probably why I don't use prepackaged mixes unless it's like a taco seasoning packet that I'm seasoning like chicken or tacos or something with, because even like mixing it, it's like this congealed. Anyway, not talking about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the egg with it on top. What essentially it would have been on the outside of it, but I'm putting it on the inside. Oh, Lord have mercy. And as well as the fresh cut chives, which also would have been on the outside. Putting them on the inside. Now, I do not know how these are going to turn out. Because it was a last minute, this is what I will do with the extras. Because in my home, I don't waste anything. Not a drop, not an inch, not a speck, not a pinch, nothing. So then I'm going to go and grab my extra dough, and I'm going to bring them down and pinch them like I would a crust for a pie. Sorry if I'm in your way here, trying to maneuver the best I can here without it being too wonky here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, I know it's not gonna be, Instagram famous or any of that whatnot, which is fine. That's okay. I'm not going for that. I'm just trying to get it on and get it in, do what I can with it. Working with what I don't. It might not be a lot. That came together good, huh? Well, if not, whatever. So, is what it is. It's biscuit dough. It's going to rise. It'll puff. We're good. I'm okay with it. So, these little babies are going to go into our preheated 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until the yolks are firm, not runny, and the edges are going to turn golden brown. Now, these ones are going to be a little different, I know, so I'm going to keep my eye on them, and then I'm going to remove them and then run a knife around the edges to loosen them up and let them sit for maybe about a minute and top them and show you guys. Okay guys, here they are out of the oven. I only did 25 minutes and they were perfectly cooked. Now, like I said, I am making these for a friend since this is something that my husband isn't too crazy about. So, I have them all done and out, and then I have the hollandaise and the chives in a container. Since this is I would be cutting into these and stuff like that and all that good, yum thing from my husband, but I can't, so that's why we have Parker, so you guys can see him cut into and hear how they turned out. So do not fret, y'all. Go over there if you haven't already first, I'm sure. So yes, these are how they turned out and how beautiful they are. Aren't they gorgeous? I'll pick one up so you guys can see the bottoms of them. Now, I don't know if Parker has the 8 cup jumbo muffin tin. If he does, hey, hon, you are 10 steps above me, honey bun. Now this is the one that I created, the, as you can see, eggs Benedict, what do you call them, pot pie, I guess you could say is what I might call it. Look at the weird little bubbles on top that it created. Isn't that weird from the egg white part? Kind of cute though, right? And you can see the chives poking through. But look how beautiful and golden that turned out. One thing that I am learning from all of these Pillsbury Edition recipes is that their dough is insane. It's so versatile and so incredible. The smell of the dough is amazing and I love it. And you remember how that dough I set on top looked all wonky and weird and all of that? Look how incredible it turned out, you guys. See? You ain't gotta be perfect. It'll turn out perfect anyway. And see, look at that. You guys, I kid you not. I swear by that baker's joy. If you don't use the canola, the veggie oil spray, or anything else, it won't get so burnt on the bottom because of the flour in that baker's joy. I'm telling y'all, get it. I'm telling you. So that's the ones that I created. That one, the little pot pie doodads. And then we'll grab one of the regular ones. Now, this on top right here, that's the pepper that I used. So that's that. Yeah. See all the egg white bubbles? Aren't those fun? You know? Hey. And again, look at the crust. It's stunning. Beautiful. So these, I'm assuming, are, eggs Benedict, Traditionally, that's more of like a brunch. And I think that's what Parker's going to do, is going to have these for brunch and maybe pair them with some fresh fruit or something like that. He's going to do something absolutely stunning, I assure you that, because that is Parker. He is stunning. He eats stunning. And that is just Parker, my love. I can't wait to see your video, Sweet Pea. So that's how these turned out. And like I said, I put the hollandaise with the fresh chives, and then gonna put a lid on it. So thank you all again for watching and coming over, and welcome to all my new subscribers. I am so glad you are here, and I hope you enjoy all of my videos. If any of you have any requests, please let me know. I will be more than happy to do them. Always view it before you do it, because I will always bring you tips and tricks and little things to make something easier, or maybe help you out, like the math, which is more likely my husband's doing. And please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so you're notified every time I upload a video. Leave comments down below. I love interacting with all of you. I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It truly means more than you'll ever know for you to be here with me and joining me. I will leave all the links down below in the description box to all of my other social medias, so you can join me there. The other day I showed a quick and easy chicken dinner that I don't post on my YouTube. I did a quick little Instagram video of it. So yeah, always check there, my Twitter or my Facebook. I do post things there that I don't do on YouTube, because I don't just do these little things. I do all sorts of things. So yeah, check those links too. And Parker, thank you so much for continuing to do these collabs. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart, honey. And I will always be envious of your gorgeous beauty. Can't wait to see your car, by the way. I am so excited, because that picture leaves a lot to the imagination. So thank you. Thank you for doing this, honey. I really appreciate you. You are the sweetest. Oh my gosh, you are sweet. So thank you, Parker. Thank all of you. And from my kitchen to all of yours, as always and forever. Mwah.